attack against the current president of the United States by the former Vice President Joe Biden, the Democratic presidential nominee. He really went after the president. We had been told by some of his aides that this was going to be a speech.
This for a minute. So, I was very impressed by this Democratic National Convention. And I watched all. How many days did I watch? I guess it's 3 days. Yeah. So, because I know the lead speaker yesterday was Kamala. The other lead speaker was Michelle. And, So I really have been enjoying this Democratic convention. I'm glad that I've been watching. I don't know. I was just sitting here, just overcome with emotion because I want, I want everybody to win. I don't want just a few, select, small portion. I want everybody to win, and it hurts me when I see so much division because I wasn't raised like that. I was raised to love everybody. Growing up, I went to Jewish camps, recreational camps. I went to I was a minority at my high school. I've had in the military. I had Filipino friends. I've worked real closely with Cubans and other people of Latin and Spanish descent, and black friends, white friends, every nationality. You go on my Facebook page, you will see I have a very diverse group of friends. I don't have many people that I call friends, but the ones that I can really truly count on as friends, they're very diverse. And growing up, listening and learning about Martin Luther King, he wanted us to be together, and I guess that always stuck with me. I don't know, maybe it stuck with my mom. That's why she always encouraged me to just learn to work with everybody. Just learn to get along with everybody. Not saying you always gonna get along with everybody, but at least try, okay? And so it's not hard for me. I love everybody. I don't care what color they are. I love everybody. And I even love people that don't love me. I love people that don't love me. Because at the end of the day, it's about how I act and how I respond. And that's how I get my blessings, And, just watching this, honestly, it hurts because I want our country to be better. And I just hate to see all this division and just hostility. It's hard for me. I'm not even gonna lie. I just can't stand it. I just can't stand it. I just want us all get along. I want us to respect each other's differences. We all have a right to our opinion. We all have a right to our differences. We shouldn't be trying to kill people just because they don't think like us. We should just embrace. If God wanted us all to be the same, He would have made us all look alike. We wouldn't come from all these different continents. We look different. So we're going to have, and not only that, we come from different environments. And hold on. We got to see the firework. Yes. I'm turning it off just in case, CNN, they do a lot of commentary. So I don't want the commentary in the back. I just want the firework. Oh, wow. That's why everybody was outside. Yeah. They said they turned the big outside into a big jumbotron where everybody could watch it. And, yeah. Oh, yes. I love that. I love that. So, okay, so I just had to come on here and just, I'm encouraging everybody to vote this year. No matter what we have to go through, no matter what we have to endure, I just want everybody to vote. If you haven't asked for your ballot, go on the Secretary of State. Just Google Georgia Secretary of State website. Request your ballot, your absentee ballot. Just in case, right now, it's really, in my opinion, it's not really safe for us to be out. I've been sequestered in my apartment since March. I've only gone out for very, very, very relative things, and that's been to take out my trash. I went to the grocery store like maybe once or twice. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's and stuff like that, and I just realized I just can't do it. As much as I'm a foodie, I love to eat out. I've lived my whole life eating out. I didn't even know how to cook when it came time for this pandemic. Didn't even know how to cook. I had to learn how to cook, and we've been in here and we just been suffering, and God only knows how many people are going to be negatively affected by this whole pandemic. And the point is, I don't care who you vote for. Really, I don't care if you vote for the person I'm voting for, but I can tell you right now it won't be Trump. Okay, I don't care. I am not voting for that man. There's nothing in this world that can make me vote for him. Okay, but I don't want to force my opinion on you. It's just my opinion. I have a lot of friends who are Republicans, and I love most of them like they were my own family. So I really don't care who you vote for. I just want everybody to vote. I just want you to not just live by default. And I want everybody to participate. I've always voted. I feel very strongly about voting. And I'm crying because I hate to see the division in this world. There's a lot of people who don't look like me, who've always taken care of me. They've always looked out for me. And so that's how I've learned to have a big heart towards everybody. Because people that I didn't even know should care about me would just stick their neck out for me. Not think about my first grade teacher, my kindergarten teacher. She was a white lady, and I was falling behind in school. I was a very smart child. I've always been smart, but I had this way of not really being able to focus. Some people might say ADHD, but no, I don't have ADHD. I've already checked with a real doctor, and they said I don't have ADHD. However, I do have a very short attention span, so this contributed to my learning growing up, and I was falling behind. And this teacher, she came in, and I'll never forget. Her name was Miss. Hold on. Am I forgetting her name? Miss. I can't remember her name, but anyway, I would have known it had I not been trying to remember it. But she came in on her weekend, and she gave me that test. She gave me cupcakes. Because I'm very food motivated. And so, I don't know how she knew this, but she brought in those tasty cake cupcakes. And I just devoured those cupcakes because I guess I didn't even eat. And I just remember her taking her time to come and give me a test. And I did so good on that test. And that's when they knew, when I was in kindergarten, that I was considered mentally gifted. You know, like if somebody would have just focused on the fact that I had trouble concentrating, they might have put me in the special education class. But I tested so high in this class that they thought of me as mentally gifted. Now, I wasn't in the mentally gifted program, but I scored very high on a lot of my tests. And I remember being told that somebody stopped by one of my classes one day, and I was about 5 or 6, and they saw me actually teaching kids how to read, and they were like, "What the?" So, but I wouldn't have never even got there had it not been for this lady who just happened to be white. But this was a poor neighborhood, you know. She didn't have to. She probably didn't have to work there, you know. But she reached down, and I guess she saw the potential in me, and I'm so crazy that I wouldn't even. And she pulled something out of me, and to this day, you know, later on in my life, I actually became, an educator where I would tutor people in math and English, and I make sure. I've tutored over 400 students, and I will always make sure that I will put the time in with these students because of what she did for me. My life could have went in a whole different direction, but because she realized that I was very intelligent and I just needed somebody to be stern with me and sit me down, But most kids, if they run around, people will put them in a special education class, and really miss an opportunity. And even a lot of our kids that are the troublemakers in school, a lot of them are really mentally gifted, The problem is they get bored very quickly. So sometimes you would never realize that because maybe by this time they've already started to get in trouble. And I remember I tutored this one girl and I gave her the test, right? We were doing a practice test. No, we did the real test. It was the real test. This girl got every question right. Math and English. And I said, and on her application it says she went up to the 8th grade. And I said, ma'am, how is it that you went up to the 8th grade and you came in here and you blew it all this way, fractions, division, everything? And she said, yeah. I said, well, what happened in school? She said, I was just bored. I didn't want to be there. And I was like, wow. So I bet you that happens a lot. A lot of people had to drop out, family reasons and everything. The thing is, I wasn't raised around only black people. I wasn't. And I wasn't taught to only love black people. I wasn't. I was taught to learn all people. My mother, she wasn't Irish, but she would claim that she was Irish. And my mother was crazy. She was a character like me. She would take me downtown. She worked downtown, and she would take me downtown, and she would take me to all these fancy restaurants, and and straw bridges and Wanamaker's, these big fancy department stores, and we would go watch the train go around, and we would have these full 4-course meals, and And I just didn't realize what my mother was doing for me, But she was just showing me that it wasn't just my neighborhood. I needed to embrace all cultures. I didn't know, but she was showing me that. And then she was also showing me the importance of voting. My mother was, I don't know if they have this title anymore, but she was a committee person. And her job was to go around and knock on doors and get out the vote. That was actually a job. And she actually ran for office and did this job. And I was always proud of my mother with that. And later on, as life would have it, me and my mother, we became like oil and water, okay? I became like the grease to her water, okay? And I would be like the water that she was pouring into a pan full of grease. I would cause a lot of friction. And I loved my mother, but we didn't get along. We didn't always get along. We fought like cats and dogs. And so, but what I learned from her, I don't care what was going on. My mother's in heaven now. She always worked the polls every election. She didn't give a damn. And I remember her calling me one time saying, well, I'm in a new town. And, they act like they don't want me to be the voting person in the committee. Working the poll. I said, ma'am, when have we ever cared about what people think about who we are and what we do? And she was like, yeah. I said, girl, you get down there, you act like you don't even know that they have a problem, where you don't feel any tension or anything, and you just go down there and poll. And she was polling up until the day she died. So, and me, I've always believed in voting. As early, when I went to Fisk University, I made sure that was like the first thing I did was register to vote. I was so happy to vote. I didn't know what to do. But then when I registered to vote, that actually disqualified, because I went to school in Nashville, Tennessee. Funny enough, the place where Senator John Lewis went, he went to Fisk University like me. Had never even heard of John Lewis. I don't even think, I really didn't even know about the legacy of John Lewis until like recently. I'm going to say like 2 months ago. I had no idea. He went to my school, nothing. But all I know is I've always had this innate like determination to vote. I would go around with Senator Harper in Tennessee, and we would try to get the vote out. I remember going to the Democratic headquarters in Atlanta and trying to get a job. That never really worked out, but I tried like at least a couple of occasions. I always thought they were going to hire me, but they didn't. And but I would go out with different groups. We would go out, we would knock on doors and everything. Then I worked, most recently I would go to the headquarters. We would call people on Skype and everything. Then we would go to like our little areas. I want to say it was run by a PAC. I'm not sure, but we would go and text people, say, hey, are you gonna vote? Do you know where to vote at? And all this. Those people that text y'all? Yeah, I would be one of those people. And I just always felt, I don't know. I just always felt compelled. It's almost like somebody would wind me up. Time to vote. I took it very seriously. This year, honestly, I have applied for my absentee voter registration, and I voted in the primary through absentee, and also through the most recent election in August, and now I plan on voting in the this election absentee, because I don't know if you see this. I'm literally in an apartment full of boxes. I haven't unpacked, and I don't even have furniture, okay? This is my furniture. And so I have not even gotten anybody to come in here to deliver furniture. I have not had anybody in this apartment, and I haven't really gone out. So the last thing I want to do is go and put myself in a crowd. And I'm high risk, so I wouldn't want to put myself in harm's way. I've been making a lot of changes and a lot of adjustments in my life, even learning how to cook because of this whole pandemic. So I'm going to continue to protect myself as much as possible. So I am going to ask for absentee ballot. I really don't want to ask for absentee ballot because I don't trust. They're talking about we might be cheating in the election. I feel the same way. I feel like they're going to be taking my vote and throwing it in the trash, So I feel just as bad about needing to use an absentee ballot because I feel like it's not going to get to the right place. That's why when I voted in the last two, well, not the last two, but the first primary, I went online to check to see if it went through. It got there. And so you can do that after you vote, maybe wait like a couple days. And, my neck getting stiff. Wait like a couple days, maybe a week or two, and go in there and see the status of your absentee ballot, And I want to early vote because I always early vote. But they've been having so many computer problems and all of this. And to be honest with you, I am actually limiting my contact with anybody. I had a maintenance person coming here talking about he was doing an inspection. I was so mad with them. I did not want them to come in here at all. Okay, so no, I haven't had anybody in this apartment. Not, nobody except that one person at one time, and I was wiping down everything and I was spraying down everything. So no. So this is not a ploy, and you can't vilify people just because they want to vote absentee. There's people with underlying issues, whatever the case may be, like myself, that knows that the chances of survival, if I were to get sick, may not be that great. Okay, so I know this. That's why I made all these changes in my life. Changes that I would never make, by the way. Never. I would never learn how to cook. I'm 45 years old, and I'm just learning how to cook. So I could have went my whole life. Only had another 15 years. I only had another 15 years to go. I could have made it when I learned how to cook. Damn you, Trump. That's why I said he got to go. But I'm glad I learned how to vote. Now, let me tell you this. Even though I don't like Trump, okay, and I really don't like him, okay, but I don't want anything bad to happen to him. Sometimes I look at him and I say, I hope there's somebody in his corner that's mentoring him or ministering to him, because sometimes he looks like he's in a very low and dark place. And I remember talking to somebody and I said, I hope he doesn't try to take his own life. I felt that in my spirit. I really wouldn't want anything to happen to him. I just don't want him as a president. I met him in person one time. This was in what year did I meet him? I think I met him in 2001. Yeah, I think I met him in 2001. Him and Melania. I was working as a news journalist because that's what I was, my chosen profession. I was a journalist for 10 years. And I was at a Survivor event for remember Survivor, that show that used to come on. And he was a member of The Apprentice, but I didn't even remember. So he came into the tent because the news media always has a tent, and there was 2 tents. So he came into the tent, didn't even recognize him, but who I recognized was his wife. Well, at the time was his girlfriend. So I looked at her because she came in with this fire fur coat, and I'm looking around at us because a lot of journalists are broke. So I'm looking around like, hold up, something don't make sense. This girl got this fine coat on. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I look at her, and I'm looking at her coat. She was very beautiful, by the way. She's very beautiful in person, and like she looks on TV, she's a beautiful woman. And then I look at him, and I look down, and then I look up, because he's very tall. I heard he was 6'6". I don't know, but I heard he was 6'6". But he was, well, I'm short, so I'm extremely short, okay? So, look down, then look up like, oh, wow, that's Donald Trump. And see, I'm from Philly, so everybody from Philly knows who Donald Trump is, okay? Atlantic City, casinos, probably everybody in the world knows who Donald Trump is. And Donald Trump didn't have the reputation that he has now, okay? So I didn't, So anyway, I met him in person. I was so happy to meet him. I even did a YouTube video on this, but I unlisted it because I was getting a lot of hate. So I didn't. I made it unlisted. The point is that I don't have any I don't like him. That's true. I don't like him. However, I don't wish him any harm. Okay, I just want him to leave the White House. I want us to be together. I don't want to see all this division. It actually breaks my heart. I keep crying, but it really, really breaks my heart. There's been so many people that we share nothing in common, but they bent over backwards for me and looked out for me. And I really don't like to see disharmony. Like I don't like to see people fighting each other. I don't. I don't like to see the police fighting people. I don't like that. It doesn't. It bites me. Okay. I believe everybody, you, me, everybody, we all have a right to our opinion. We may not like each other's opinion, but we have a right to have it, okay? And we shouldn't feel like our life is in jeopardy because we have a different opinion. We should all be able to stand in one room and coexist and be respectful of one another. Just think about people in your own family, right? Everybody in your family may not agree with everything you do, right? And that doesn't mean you want to go kill them. You know what I'm saying? So, I wanted to be like that. Like, just like you got people in your family, y'all don't see eye to eye. That don't mean you want them to lose their life. Think about America as a big family, They may not like you. They may want to kill you, okay? But they haven't acted on it, and I feel like people should have a right to their own opinion. Sometimes you have to have an opinion because I believe that God is working on all of us, honestly. And so sometimes every opinion that you have and every belief you have gets challenged, where you are forced to reevaluate and actually probably give up that opinion. And so God is working on all of us. We're all in a journey. And you might start out as racist, right? But one day you might be on your deathbed and somebody, because they had enough decency, they gave up their sons or daughters' organ that saved your life, and it might be a minority, right? So then you might get humble enough in your spirit, and then you might be changed, like, I thought it was like this, but now I know different, and I was wrong, and I don't mind being wrong. That's why I respect everybody's opinion, because one day I might be right, and one day I might be wrong, and just give me a chance to learn and grow. Just give me a chance. God, please. So, yeah, I just was so impressed with Michelle Obama's speech. So impressed with Michelle Obama's speech. She killed it. So impressed with Barack Obama's speech when he talked about preserving our democracy. Man, if it's not... Look, I was a member of the press for 10 years. We need our press. The press holds us accountable, okay? The press is like the sunshine. You'd be surprised what people would do behind closed doors if they thought the press weren't there. They try stuff on us when they know we coming. I used to be in different board meetings, and they would try to call a separate meeting, talking about the media wasn't allowed. And we were like, hold up. Anything involving the taxpayer money, we get to be involved in. And they would try to fight us and get their lawyer. And, we would generally win. But they would try, though, You'd be surprised. Anything you could think of that's bad, that's what they would do if they were not being held accountable. So you need the media. And you don't need everybody to write cute little puppies and kittens stories about you. Okay? Think about the Bible. Think about all some of the biggest people in the Bible, they weren't, they weren't perfect, Paul, was a murderer, they had different things that weren't the best, but they grew from it, they overcame it, and they became something much greater than what they ever thought they could become, so that's the thing. Everybody is growing, everybody is learning, and, give people a chance, give people a chance. I'm glad that I can be tolerant of other people's opinions. I can listen to it. I remember one time I was talking to somebody, because I was a journalist for a town called Griffin, Georgia, and I remember doing a story on this guy. His name was Gary Redding. Gary Reed. His name was Gary Reed, and he was like the head of the NAACP, and he was the head of the NAACP, and I was always interviewing him, and he was talking about racial tension, like in the 60s and everything, and the 70s, and they had this big thing where one day, it must have been the 60s or 70s, that one black kid jumped into the white pool, and it caused a big stir. And he said that night they came and covered the pool with dirt because they did not want to have whites and blacks swimming in the same pool. And I just thought that was just bizarre, because we're talking about how things used to be, and sometimes it's hard to believe that things were actually like that, And so I remember him telling me one time that he actually went to go meet with the Klan. He said, we need to get that pool reopened. He said, I didn't care who I met with. He went to go meet with the Grand Wizard of the Klan, honey. Yes, he did. And I was like, well, were you scared? He was like, no. So he met with the Klan, and they was able to come to an understanding. Hey. So I don't know why my nose is running right now, but I don't know why. But yeah, they came to an understanding, and they stayed out of each other's way. So they was able to kind of quell tensions, So you got to be able to work with anybody, I feel like you never should be so much of a, on one side that you can't ever empathize with people and see their side. Oh my God, my nose is running so bad right now. I guess something I ate, I had some Parmesan chicken that I was baking on my other live. Y'all might have saw it. So, yeah, he went to go meet with the Klan. And that's how you got to be, man. You got to be able to... Sometimes your blessing is going to come from you doing things that's inconvenient and uncomfortable, you know? And if you won't even give it a second thought, that could be where your biggest triumph is, you know? So I just thank God that God gave me a big heart. Of course, people try to abuse it, but I thank God for giving me a big heart. But I was just very moved by Joe Biden's speech, and I'm looking forward to voting for him and Kamala. I was actually very disappointed because I wanted Keisha Lance Bottoms to get nominated as the vice president. However, after hearing Kamala and all her accolades and everything as Attorney General, oh yeah, we need her. Yeah, she's gonna shake things up. So yeah, we need her definitely. And think about all the other women she's gonna inspire. Like that's that's gonna be beautiful. But I was mad at our governor, Georgia Governor Kemp, because he filed that bogus lawsuit against her, Keisha Lance Bottoms, which to me helped Biden go pick somebody else as a running mate because she had that lawsuit, you know. And also was looking like she couldn't work with other people because, you know, if she fight with the governor, I mean, right now we need to be trying to have unity and camaraderie, even with people you disagree with. We got to always try to find a middle ground. I know it's not easy. I know a lot of these things I'm saying are words, but I also have a heart for others. I have compassion for others. I have empathy, and I can always put upon in somebody else's shoes. I may not agree with them, but I can understand, you know. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and end this live. And like I said, I don't care who you vote for. I just care that you vote. I just want y'all not to live by default, because when you don't vote, you literally and figuratively give your vote to the other person. You'll never know if they all say, oh, this person didn't vote, huh? So let's use this name to cheat with. So you don't want to, you want to go ahead and cast your ballot. Like I said, you can go right on Secretary of State website, request the absentee ballot. They'll mail it to you. Make sure you mail it back within 2 business days. What they don't tell you is you might want to get like a nice pen. You know, you could take that time to Google all the candidates. Well, I think they already did all the other elections, but you know, you could at least, you know, if there were other candidates for any election that you want to be absentee for, you could always use that time to go Google all the candidates, see what they all about, you know, before you vote. And first of all, even though I'm a Democrat, Democrats can't assume that I'm always going to vote for everything they do. Okay, I'm not. I am. I'm a Democrat, but I have a lot of Republican beliefs. A lot of Republican beliefs, really, and so much that I actually consider myself to be an independent. So I don't just automatically vote straight party tickets, you know. I try to vote for the person, not for the party. But Joe Biden, I believe in Joe Biden. Look, the way he cared about his family, about his son. His son was a patriot. He was a hard-working dad. I mean, he knows what it's like. I mean, he speaks to me. He speaks to my heart. He speaks with compassion, with conviction. He has empathy and sympathy for others. He gives women opportunities. I mean, I don't think there's a better candidate, really. When I was looking up there, I was like, that's my president right there. And I am one of the people that say, right now, I don't have a president, okay? My president is Barack Obama until further notice. And that's the only one, Joe Biden, that can make me say I have a president again. Somebody I could believe in, that's going to stand up for us, that's not going to be trying to win over dictators like Jun Un-yoon or whatever they is, Kim Jong-un, North Korea president, prime minister, whatever he is. So, and then hanging out with Vladimir Putin and them, no, hell no. I was a military soldier for 3 years, and I would never support anybody who was trying to win over somebody that's threatening our way of life and is loose cannon and is playing around with missiles and all this stuff. No. Okay. Who in their right mind does that? So, like I said, I'm just going, no. So, no. I've never, when I realized what kind of person Trump was, when he started running and with his political aspiration, I would have never believed he would have become this person. He was so, in the city of, Atlantic City and Jersey and Philly, Trump was considered like the man, growing up. Like, Trump was like the man. I'm talking about big like Michael Jackson big, you know what I'm saying? And so just to see his departure, kind of like Kanye West, to see his departure, you know what I'm saying, from reality, just to go from this person that people looked up to this idiot genius that's talking about he's running for president. I mean, two idiots, it's just ridiculous, So I don't want nobody saying, I just don't want to vote for Trump because he's white. Nope. Biden is white. Okay. And I don't want nobody saying I want to just vote for people that's black. Nope. Kanye West is black and I would never vote for him. So I vote for the person and their values. And if their values resonate with, to me, makes sense. I'm one of those people that I don't believe that I should get everything that I want from a president. I believe you're supposed to get out there and work. That's when my Republican views come into play. Everything I got, I worked for, okay? Everything I got, I worked hard for. I would never take anything from anybody. I would rather die than take something from somebody. And there's been times where I sat here and ate peanut butter and jelly and lunch meat sandwiches and ravioli and things like that for weeks and weeks and weeks, ruining my health. But I just have this thing that I really don't like to ask people for anything. I believe in, hey, if I got my eyes, if I got my arms, I got my legs, get out there and work for it, I just always been like that. I've worked since I was 8 years old. I had my first job at 8 years old where I was what was I? I was a Christmas caroler. That was my first job. I was a Christmas caroler. I would walk up, knock on people's doors in the hood, mind you, and I would sing and they would give me money. And I'd be like, they gave me money. So then we would sell gum. We would carry people bags to the car. We would sweep people's steps. We did everything, honey. And we were so happy to get that dollar or get that change. We didn't know what to do. Growing up in Philly, I've always been an entrepreneur. And then I got my first real job where I could start paying taxes when I was 13. But I've only been without a job 2 weeks in my life. And I'm 45 now. I've never gone without a job. I believe in working. I believe in working 2 and 3 jobs if I have to, And that's not to take anything from anybody else, but that's just my personal belief, And I just, it wasn't easy for me. I'm from Philly. I'm from the hood, projects, as they say, the projects. I mean, no shade. No, it's the truth. So, but I went to college. I got my college degree. I was a journalist for 10 years. I was a tutor for about 3 years, math and English tutor for like 2 to 3 years. I just always try to see the better or try to make the best out of a bad situation. And that's why this pandemic is so disheartening, because now I find myself worried, hey, if something go wrong, if things go bad, I don't feel comfortable just jumping up and going to get a job for Uber or Lyft or Instacart or the grocery store or a restaurant. These are all of the things. They were bridge jobs for me, and they sustained me very well. Working for a restaurant, I worked for a restaurant pretty much the last 12 years of my life, so I definitely don't mind putting in work or getting a bridge job. But now we don't have those options. So right now, there's so many reasons right now why I won't be voting for Trump. He gave me so many reasons, okay? This pandemic is actually one, the biggest one. But the other thing is just how he treats other people. I just don't want people that's like a bully. I don't like this. I don't like people who are bullies, who are callous, who insult military. This man insulted John McCain, Senator John McCain, who was a POW, saying, he wasn't a hero. Heroes don't get caught. Like these are things. I mean, he's insulted women. He's insulted. It's just ridiculous. So, I personally would never. I don't care if he was black, white, or indifferent, because it looked like Kanye would pretty much echo a lot of the stuff he would say, right? So I would never, whether they're black or white, it doesn't matter. I don't vote for people based on the color of their skin. I vote based on the character of the person. I've always been very, I don't know, I'm not perfect, but I strive for perfection. And I want somebody that's going to represent me when they go to other countries. I don't want them to be disrespectful. I don't want them to not shake people's hands. Like, I don't need all of that. And then his own wife don't even want to be bothered with him. She's walking down the steps of the plane, and she don't want to even hold his hand. Like, he's trying to hold the umbrella. He's trying to hold the umbrella over, and she don't even want. She won't even let him hold it. It's just a mess. Like, she's trying to show us something. She's screaming. She's calling out to us, and unfortunately, she can't talk, and that's sad. That's sad. His own niece, Mary Trump, just destroyed him. Generals that were the most decorated generals that ever walked the face of the earth destroyed him. Obama, the Obamas, they destroyed him in those speeches. But Hillary and Bill Clinton destroyed him. Like, just the point is, I don't want him to be humiliated, but he should feel bad about what he did to this country. He really should. So yeah, there were some positives. Okay, yeah, the stock market did go high, and he put money in my pocket and all of that. But hell, one day I looked at my 401k, it dropped by like $17,000. So, no. No. So, and everybody felt like there was some manipulation behind the stock market. how it was going up so high. It just seemed like a false positive. But I just need a normal. I want a normal future. I want somebody that actually knows, blue collar workers. Look, like they say, the middle class is the heart and soul of this country, and we need to put the middle class back to work. Everybody needs a seat at the table, not just everybody. Hey, he wants a $15 minimum wage. That's great. You know how many people try to raise their family off of $8 an hour, or who try to like he wants to do something with child care. Do you know, like when that woman said, what's her name, Elizabeth Warren, when she said she almost had to quit her good job as a teacher because she couldn't afford child care? That is a real thing. When you talk to women who are raising families and you ask them how much they are paying for child care, right? And then you ask them how much they make when when they subtract what they're paying for child care, they're not even making any money. And it's sad. I mean, and now people are being forced to have their kids with them at home all day. I mean, the pandemic is the reason why. I mean, there's so many reasons. I got a list this long, but the pandemic to me crushed the soul of America. Like, I wake up in a cold sweat because I have a sister, Marie, that is a nurse, and she is out there, like, going to these hospitals every day. She's telling me about all these corona patients, and my sister has a new grandbaby. This baby is young, and the baby relies on her. Okay, the baby needs his grandmother in his life, and she's around these patients, and all the drama with that, and then she has to come home to her family, and it's heartbreaking, And then I have a best friend. She's a doctor, and she's seeing all these young girls that come in with the virus, and she said they don't even know, like, they test them outside, and a lot of the people don't even have any symptoms, but because maybe they've been exposed to somebody or something, they'll go get the test, and they'll be surprised that they even have it, So, and then our mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, got the virus, and some of her family members. So, I don't know. This has crippled us. Like, to see people that had, like, all these big, all these beautiful small businesses, family-owned businesses, families of immigrants that came over for a better future, seeing their dining rooms sit open, empty pretty much because they can only let so many people in. It's just tragic, And somebody got to pay for this. Somebody. And that person is Donald Trump. He has to pay. All these people that died, they didn't even have to die. He made a mockery out of it. Then he stopped Dr. Anthony Fauci from speaking. Like, he silenced him when we needed him the most. We needed his information, and you silenced him. Talking about, he's not credible because he didn't say a mask was necessary. Well, let me tell you something. He just was trying to, maybe he was trying to, play middle ground, because he didn't want to be so alarming, But I believe in everything he said, okay? That man did not mislead us in any way. If anything, the information was fresh and new, and the information had to be updated. And now he's telling everybody to wear a mask, and they still won't do it. I wear my mask. I don't give a damn. Let me tell you something. I don't like wearing a mask. I don't like wearing a mask, okay? But I wear my mask every day. I don't care if I'm going to my door to pick up my packages on my door. I got my mask on. I wear my gloves. And I really don't even like going to my door to pick up packages, really, but I gotta get them somehow. And he just made a mockery of us all over the world. And y'all should pay attention to that. Let me tell you something. When I was a soldier, I got out when Bush was running because I refused to work for Bush. And I refused to be a soldier to work under Bush. But now, Bush is looking more normal than Trump. Bush and all of them, they all speaking out about Trump. They like, this man, get him out of here, please. And these are people who want to know a little more about what's going on behind the scenes. Jimmy Carter. They're all like, get this man out of here. He's made a mockery out of not just us, but our country. How we stand in the world. How we stand, you know? So, I mean, this man is like baiting China, like he wants to bait them into striking us. Oh my God. Then he talking about, he wanna, he might not be able to, he might not know the results of the election, you know, or he might have to delay the election, you know. Meanwhile, he's trying to send everybody back to school, right? All the kids back to school, but they're letting the convicts and people out of jail because it's unsafe. We can't even go to the doctor. I'm not going to the doctor's office. I've been doing everything telemedicine. But you want to send our kids to school? So what? You're trying to take out families. You're going to naturally blur the districts, because you're gonna have so many people moving and everything, from job loss and death and everything, that the lines are gonna naturally, the districts are gonna naturally just turn. No, there's a lot of reasons, but I don't care what is going on. I don't care what's happening. I want everybody to make a commitment to vote. Like I said, I don't care who you vote for. I want y'all to have y'all voices be heard in every election, not just this one. Everyone. Let me tell you, I'm proud. Let me tell you, I got a voting record of I got an A+ voting record, and I'm proud of that. Okay, I am very proud of my voting record. So it looks like they're about to kick me off. So thank you for watching. Oh, and follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/Amarige, AMARIGE25. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on my Facebook at The Lee Williams Show. Bye-bye.